I was low-key a little depressed. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I am too a victim. God was telling me, Val, go somewhere else. They clocked me for so many things that just made no sense. I failed. I was literally reevaluating my whole life. Is this what I'm supposed to do? Like, why is it so hard? Once we finished our HEYY test, only 7 of us passed. They threatened me. I did all of this just to get kicked out. What's up, YouTube? My name is Val. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? And welcome to Vibe with Val.
She wanna be a IG model, slim thick like a Coke bottle. She want that figure like Riri, body shape good like them bitches off TV. So way snatch like Ruby.
Period. So, welcome to my YouTube channel. I've been trying to make this video for the last 6 months. What's up, YouTube? My name is Val. What's up, YouTube? My name is Val. What is going on, YouTube? Okay, that was a little lot. What's up, YouTube? Be normal. I hope I don't look like I'm blind in none of these videos. Not the freaking battery dying. Well, I guess we're taking this again. How do I start this? Yeah, this is gonna have to be like a blooper or something. Yeah, I know. It shouldn't be that hard to make a story time about like how you get kicked out of nursing school and stuff. But you see what happened was I was still sensitive. But now I'm ready to share my story because I am too a victim. Okay, guys, I'm sorry that I've been taking forever. Even though y'all didn't even ask me for this story time, and I'm giving it to you anyways, because I just feel as though like my failure could be out entertainment. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, let's get into the story. So this is the story about how I got kicked out of nursing school. So kick up a chair, kick up your feet, get yourself a little snacky snack, because we in for a ride. And I hope y'all ready. Anyways. In 2022, spring 2022, God led me to Albany, Georgia. Why did he lead me to Albany, Georgia? I have no idea. I've already transferred about 3 to 4 schools already. And I did this whole little tour of all the schools that I went to make sure that I didn't want to sit here and stay there. And I went to Albany to visit because this was the first school I initially visited right after COVID. I was like, okay, I could like it here. I could do this. So I moved to Albany, Georgia, and I moved in with my homegirl Co. Shout out to my girl Co. In spring 2022, and I started school. And I had the idea that I only had to take one prerequisite more to get into the fall 2024 BSN program because they only accept people in the fall for the BSN program at Albany State. So basically, after finishing my spring semester, I found out that I was missing another class that I had to take before I could sit here and get into the program. So I filled out the application for no reason. I submitted my whole application fee and all that good stuff. And I took my T's for no reason, just to have to be deferred. And I got deferred for a year. Even though I was deferred for a year, I was low-key a little mad because like it set me back. I'm already being set back because I was supposed to graduate in December 2023 and I'm not anymore. So I didn't want to sit here and be set back again. But all things work for good. So then, me not getting into the program in fall 2022, it led me to crossing the best sorority ever, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. And if I was in nursing school, I wouldn't have been able to do that. And crossing was one of my big goals about going to a HBCU. So fall 22, period. Then here comes spring 23. I went through the months, picked a reminder to literally fulfill like that springtime so I wasn't just like doing nothing. And I realized like I wasn't happy in Albany. Like I was low-key a little depressed. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like your girl was going through it a little bit. Realized I wasn't happy, but like it is what it is. I got here, I need to leave here with a degree because I done transferred 4 times. Y'all heard me say that. Like I transferred so many times, I'm not transferring again. So I literally was like, all right, cool, I'm just gonna go through the motions. I had to take my T's over again because apparently it expires after a year, which is so stupid. Because if I passed last year, then that means I'm the same thing this year, whatever. I passed the second time. I took my T's, I submitted my application to be let into fall 2023. So as we were sitting here, you know, getting somewhere and stuff like that, God told me to go somewhere else in the summer. Like as my application was being processed and I was waiting to hear back and it was taking me a while, God was telling me, Val, go somewhere else. And I was like, you know what? Maybe you're right, God. Maybe I'm not about to get into this Albany this BSN program, because they was playing games and they told me that it was hard to get into. So I was just like, you know what? Let me like weigh my options. So I started applying to other schools. I applied to Chamberlain School of Nursing, which is in Atlanta. And mind you, I work in Atlanta. So I was just like, that'd be perfect for me to sit here and go to a school closest to my job instead of sitting here, you know, traveling the 3 hours away. I was like, cool, boom, boom, boom. July 2023 came. I was literally finishing most of my applications. Like literally, I paid the fees. I was about to take their entrance exam because Chamberlain uses the HEYY and not T's, but the other schools use the T's. So I was getting ready to take the HEYY. Then I got an email from Albany saying that I got into the BSN program. So me being me, I was like, all right, God, there's no need for me to go somewhere else. I'm gonna go to Albany. Sorry. I wasn't obedient. Keep that in mind. I got into the program. I was like, I'm just gonna stay here. I canceled all my applications. I didn't even finish them. Yeah, we done with that. We done with that. Keep in mind, I do still work 3 hours away. I still work 3 hours away, and I have a rent to pay. Still have a rent, still got bills, you know? So I still had all of those things to do. My schedule was 3 to 4 days a week. I had all my classes were long as hell. We started at like 8 a.m. and didn't end till like 3. On Thursdays, we didn't end till 6. It was long days, guys. It was long days. And I would get off of work Monday morning, drive from my job in Atlanta all the way to Albany, like to start like my 10 a.m. class. Because I had, was it 10 or 11? 11 a.m. class. Yeah, because Mondays and Wednesdays it was 11, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays it was 9. So we had all that. Literally came off a 12-hour shift, going straight to the dang books. So I was still trying to figure that out the first couple of weeks of school, and it was really hard. Like I was still struggling to like grasp, because studying in nursing school and studying in regular school is two different things. I used to go through school and just knowing things, like just hearing something once and like I got it and I didn't need to study it no more. So it took me a while to sit here and actually get into the habit of actually studying. So I was struggling to adapt to literally working 3 hours away, being in an organization and other organizations, as well as doing my work study and maintaining nursing school full time. So I was literally struggling. So I failed my first 2 exams in fundamentals. I did. I failed my first test in pharmacology, but only the first one. I passed the rest of them, I think, except one other one. I failed my first 2, and I realized after that, I was like, girl, you need to lock in. You need to lock in. So I got on my Zoom and I learned. And then they threatened me because my blonde was peeking in through my braids, and they told me my hair only had to be one color. They clocked me for so many things that just made no sense. Like one time I had the wrong socks on. Like, it's been a long day. It's been a long morning. Like, can we just give me like, you know what I mean? And the blonde peeking through was crazy because later on in the semester, somebody else had colored hair, and they wanted us to have the color hair that we were born with, but then it changed down the line. But it's whatever. I'm on my business. Here comes the first obstacle, ATI. If you're in nursing school, you know what ATI is. You know how ATI works. You know ATI be hard. So in my school, it's pass or fail. You fail your ATI, you're automatically kicked out the program. So this was my first obstacle. You get 2 attempts, and you have to get a level 2. My first ATI attempt, I failed. And I was literally reevaluating my whole life. I was literally questioning God. I was just like, is this what I'm supposed to do? Why is it so hard? Like, I'm confused. Like, is this not what I'm supposed to be? Like, I was literally like so discouraged and like just get like failed. Like, I cried a lot. I'm not even a crier. Like, if you know me, you know I'm not a crier for real. And I cried a lot, and I prayed to God about it. I was just like, is this really for me? I went to work the next day, and I was still like grieving about it, obviously, and they sent me to the farthest hospital. I hate this hospital. I don't hate it because of the hospital, I hate it because of the location. I went to that hospital angry already because I was already there, and they had me on a one-to-one, and I didn't want to be on a one-to-one that day. It's like, you don't want to be with depressed people when you're depressed yourself. But I'm not gonna lie, all things work together for good. I went to work that day and that night, and literally I was studying my booty off for that second attempt. Like, I was in them books. Things happened that night that made me realize, like, this is what I want to do. Like, I'm capable of doing this, and I'm so capable. Like, God literally was just like, this is what I put in your heart, and this is what you're supposed to do. Don't let nobody steer you clear of the vision that I have for you. And I got reminded. He made a way. And best believe that second attempt, yeah, I passed, and God made me pass because he wanted me to know that I could do it. And I needed to know I could do it. A lot of my classmates failed. We started off with a class of, I believe, 45. It got shorter and shorter. And once we finished our ATI test, only 7 of us passed. Only 7. That says a lot, does it not? It's crazy because my whole class was mad, and they put out a petition to sit here and, you know, try to get that level 1 to be passing, and they passed it. They said they'll give the exception, the level 1 is acceptable. So a lot of people got reinstated into the program. So here comes finals week. Because I failed my first 2 tests in fundamentals, I needed an 85 on my final in order to sit here and continue in the program, because I had a 74.6 test grade average, not overall average, test grade average. I had a 74.6 test grade average, and you need a 75 test grade average in order to get all the other credits in that course to sit here and quote unquote pass. So I did not get the 85 on my fundamentals test, and I tried to fight it. I tried to fight so hard. I went through all of this stress. I passed my ATI. I did all of this just to get kicked out. Are you serious? Are you for real? Are you so serious? And they were basically telling me how I couldn't apply to nursing school after 5 years of after failing out of a nursing program. And I was literally like, oh my God, like, I'm never going to be a nurse. Like, this is never going to be a thing. Like, I'm going to be a failure the rest of my life. I wasn't even scared of the fact that, like, I sat here and I got kicked out of school. I was scared that I had to tell my mom. I had to call my dad. I have to call my sister and be like, yeah, I'm sorry, but I got kicked out of nursing school. I'm sorry that I'm not the smart daughter that you thought you had. I'm the kid that everybody has such a high expectations for. I'm the friend that everybody has high expectations for. So for me to fail, it's like, I'm not even disappointing myself, I'm disappointing everybody else. That's a different kind of hurt. So I was going through it. I was going through it. When I tell you I was going through it, I was going through it. God put me through that trial and tribulation and was like, yo. Fast forward to end of December, I get my my email where it says, you know, you're no longer blah, 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 and this is your options. And I could have graduated and stayed in Albany with my bachelor's in health and human performance, but I didn't want to do that. God basically talked to me and was like, I told you in July to leave. You would have graduated. You would have been done by December 2024 if you listened to me and was obedient enough to sit here and go to school in July like I told you to. But you didn't. But I'm gonna do you one better. He basically told me, go to Chamberlain, go apply at Emory, go to these schools, like go back and finish the application process that you started back in July, because I did. I up and left it. So I continued the application process and I submitted like all my transcripts and all that good stuff. It was literally me grasping onto hope, because at the end of the day they did tell me that I couldn't go into another nursing program until I sat here and pondered on my failures, apparently. So I took my little HEYY exam. I didn't do as good as I thought on the HEYY exam, because it was all like things that I learned a long time ago. Like, I've been in school since 2019, guys. Like, let's keep this in mind. It's 2020, it's 2024. Like, I've been in school for a very long time. So I don't remember a lot of things. I really don't. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I didn't do as well as I anticipated to do, but I did good enough to sit here and get into the school, if that makes sense. So I got into Chamberlain and they told me that I could start in January. Say less. I'm finna start in January, and that's that. And then Emory, their program didn't start till the fall. So I was like, either go back to school in January, so you know you don't have a gap, like a gap time or whatever, or go and wait till the fall. So I went in January. The only problem is they didn't accept my credits like that. Before New Year's, God told me that he was gonna put me in a place of solitude. Like, he was gonna sit here and put me in a place where I'm by myself and I'm learning myself and I'm being this new person. Like, he even separated me from my best friend and told me that, like, you guys need to figure out who you are without each other. Like, not in that sense, but like, you know, like figuring out who you are without one another. And he told me that before like any of this happened. And he also told me, this is your year of patience. You need to have patience. You always want to rush into things. You need to have patience and you need to be obedient. If you had patience before, you wouldn't have failed and you wouldn't have went to Albany in the first place. You would have listened to me and you would have went to Chamberlain or Emory or Georgia State to begin with, and you would have been done when you needed to. God, whatever. You got it. You win. You always win. Again, who am I to argue with God? So I listened, I was obedient, and I applied to Chamberlain, got into Chamberlain, and Chamberlain basically told me, you gotta retake some classes. I was like, for what? Like, not like a lot of them, but a lot of my classes I have to retake, like I have to retake over. Basically, I started off being set back a year, and then a year turned into a year and a half, and now I'm set back 3. I don't graduate until July 2026. When Chamberlain told me that, I was so sad. I was just like, oh my God, like I've been in school for so long, like this is not what I wanted to be. This is not what I expected it to be. This is not what I wanted for myself. But again, it's not my plan, it's God's plan. And I gotta keep reminding myself that. So I was like, you know what, God, I'm gonna retake the courses. So here I am in June 2024 at Chamberlain in my 3rd session, because we go by sessions, not semesters. And I'm taking chemistry over right now, and I have to take microbiology over in July. And in September, I start my fundamentals course. So I start my nursing classes in September, but I don't start like clinical classes until January. So I am back in the nursing program. I'm going to be a nurse. I'm going to be a nurse. I'm going to be the big RN. We gonna get there because God put that on my heart, and that's exactly what I'm going to do, and that's on period. So literally my graduation date has been pushed back far too many times, and I have no business sharing my testimony, but he put it on my heart to share my testimony. For anybody out here that just got kicked out of nursing school, or people that are looking into it and they're feeling discouraged and they don't know what to do and they don't know how to continue. God will prevail every time. Everything for you is going to work for you in your favor. All things work for good. I'm going to keep saying that. All things work for good. I'm as strong as what God makes me. That's literally what it is. That's how it is. And I just want to let y'all know, keep going. Why aren't you smiling? Why aren't you smiling? You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. Whatever Janae said or whatever. You gotta keep going. God's gonna prevail for you every time. He's gonna get you there every time. Every single time. You just gotta keep going. You literally just have to keep going. Like, as much as I sit here and I get a little sad sometimes that like I'm set back, and I do try to fight my school a little bit, because why are you about to make me retake microbiology because I got a C in it and not a B? But if I get a C in your institution, it's the same thing. That makes no sense to me. But who am I to sit here and argue with God? He said he's gonna teach me patience, so I'm gonna have patience, but I'm still gonna fight for what's right. And if it still doesn't work out, then all right, God, then you didn't. This is not for me. This is not what you want it to be. The moral of the story is, if God tells you something, listen the first time, so you're not set back. But here I am telling my story. Here I am living in Atlanta. My job is 10 minutes away from me. Here I am, my school is 15 minutes away from me. I'm literally in a place where I can sit here and focus on my school, make my money, and do everything. Again, all things work together for good. I might be by myself, and I might be struggling to make friends right now, but again, God already told me back in January that this is my year of solitude. This is my year of figuring out who I am. And I definitely have been figuring out a lot about myself. And I realized I'm smarter than I think. I'm smarter than I think. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you guys for watching my video. I hope that helped people that needed the help. I hope that gave you a story to sit here and listen to. I hope whoever my haters are, do whatever you want to do, because God don't like ugly. Do what you want to do. Say what you want to say. Ain't nothing gonna break me. But I hope to see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys sit here and enjoy this little video or whatever. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on my Instagrams. This little YouTube or whatever is gonna be whatever I want it to be. And I hope y'all follow me through it. I hope y'all follow me through this journey of my content creating and my YouTube channel. And I just appreciate you guys in advance. Love you.
She wanna be a IG model, slim thick like a Coke bottle. She want that figure like Riri, body shape good like them bitches off TV. So she snatch like Ruby, and in her face she a 10 real.